in this discussion you can see how to use search method, and this is widely used one of the ORM method. First, going to the browser, if I will click here in student menu, you can see here list of 16 records is available. If you missed previous discussion about browse method, you can check, link is given in description. So let's go to the terminal. Here you can see this is the terminal, and I will show you the all possible search parameter. First, going to create one object like studObj, then after self.env school.student. So what we have to do is we have to use only search, and then we have to pass as a list parameter. If you are not passing anything here, like you are not passing any condition here, then it will fetch all the records from the database. So search method having some parameters. Let's see one by one. The first parameter is list of tuples. So list of tuple will use for the conditional purpose. Let's say in database side we are using a select query like select star from any table name like student, where we have to use where condition as a conditional parameter. Then after we are using like colon, and then after conditions like name equal to wavelengths or id equal to 1, or like marks greater than 50 and marks less than 60. So like this, like it will fire the query to the particular table and it will get the result. So same technique it's using a search method. Once I will click to enter, so you can see here like all the records from the database it will return. If you want to use let's say if we count all the records, you can see total 16 records is available. For the double check, like go to the browser and you can see here total 16 record is available. So you can see here you can also search anything from here, like using a web, like using a where condition. First we are trying to use like how to add condition in search parameter in search method. So first we will have a basic knowledge about this list. Now we are using one condition, like in this tuple we have to use 3 parameter we have to pass. The first parameter is a colon name, then after this one is an operator like equal to, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to, then after in, not in, then after you can also use ilike operator for the sorting, for the searching, and then after here we have to use value. So in terms of like you can see here select star from like student, where here what we are using is id equal to 1. So this id, this first parameter we have to pass here. Then after this is operator, so this operator we have to pass in second position, and this value we have to pass here based on the data, like based on the data type what you are searching you have to pass here. It is not like always you have to use as a string, but if you have a float or integer or double value, you can just pass here. That's it, no need to convert into string. So something like this way we have to pass, but let me remove this one and let me use like id equal to. So you can see here we have this list of IDs. We are just passing as a 3 because it exists into database side, and let me remove this length. So you can see it's written as a record set. So one more thing you have to remember is search method having some parameters we have to pass. The first parameter is list of tuple or only a blank list. Then always the search method return record set only. And yeah, one more thing is we don't need to inherit this method, rather than like in previous discussion you saw like create, write, then after unlink method, then after default underscore get we also override that method. But here in this case we don't need to override this method, we just need to use like this. In if you are a beginner, so you have to always use this method for the record set purpose. So once you will get a record set, then after you will get all the like you can also use all the fields, all the records. So let me use something like this for stud in. Then after this is my first condition, then after I will use like print, or I'm just using like stud name, then after stud total fees and double enter. You can see here like student name is a stud xyz student and total fees is only 3. So something like this you can also use. One more thing is like what about greater than condition. Right now we used only equal to, and yeah, one more thing is we can also use something like this, and here we are just copy like xyz student, so you will get the total result. But yeah, in where condition you can see like something like where, then after name, and we are using something like this, right? And here we are using percentage or something like this xyz, then after percentage. So what happened is here like okay, let me go to the new tab. Here like I'm using a search query school underscore student where name equal to xyz student. I will get 2 records. Due to this active field we are getting only 1 record from the database side, from this record set, because this active field is used for the soft delete concept. If you don't know about hard delete and soft delete, you can see also in my previous discussion. This is a very key point and which usually it's very helpful. So let me add something like that, like how Odoo framework is, like how Odoo search method is used, like active equal to true. So you can see here only 1 record is we are getting right now. But if you want to use something like this, like I don't know about, I know only like xyz, but I don't know about after what is the student name after xyz. We are using like this, and once you will enter you can see the result. So we are getting only 1 record. So something like this, like, and the parameter we can also pass in search method here, like something like this. We have to pass only xyz and we will get the result directly. Or you can use something like this. But yeah, you can use like this, and if you forgot about here percentage, then the by default select query don't have any clue like how to search such record. So that's why we are adding percentage here, but you don't need to add here the percentage by default. So this is the conditions, like then after we use like equal to, and now we are using greater than or less than. Like I want to fetch student fees like greater than 1000 and less than 5000. So let's do how we will use this condition. like 1000 I will add here. Then after I'm using a greater than sign, and I'm using here total fees. You can see here none. We are returning null record set here. So there is no any record found with total underscore fees having a greater than 1000. So we are going here and you can see student underscore fees. If we are using here, so you can see total 4 record available for the SAM. But if you want to also filter more, like if I will add some conditions here, like let's say like end condition, you can see here this is a second condition. So it is also possible using comma considered as an end. I will show you like how to use or condition also. Then after 2000 student underscore fees, if I will do the same, you can see still we are getting 4 records. Let's confirm, like I'm using a for loop for the SAM for stud oops, sorry, I forgot to in keyword, and stud.name, then after stud.student underscore fees, and you can see here xyz student having 1100, then after student 2 having this one, but you can see here still like we are getting less than 2000 and greater than 1000. Also you can use something like this, greater than, equal to, and less than equal to. So we are also getting the same result. So you can use something like this, greater than, equal to, less than, greater than, then after equal, then after we used like, and now we also cover the AND operator. Like if you are using AND operator, then you have to use something like this, like comma and then after your condition, the second condition here. One more thing is, if you want to use something like this, obj dot search, and in parameter we have to pass something like this. If student fees greater than equal to 1000 and name something like xyz, it is available or not. So you can see here it's getting only 1 record, but if I'm adding one operator as an OR, so we have to use something like this. So you can see this is first condition and this is second condition. So what you have to do is you have to go to the first condition and you have to use comma, and then after you have to use pipe sign. It means like either student underscore fees greater than equal to 1000 or name like in SQL terminology like xyz. If you found it, you can get the result. So you can see here total we have 4 records, including this one and including this one. If both are not matched, then the record set will be null. Let's say I will add something like 5000 and try to enter. You can see only one condition is possible because xyz still having the record. But if I'm giving something like this xyz and it is really not exist in database, you can see we are getting a null record set, something like this. So like this way you can use the search method for the condition. But here you can also see, you can also observe, like if I'm not giving anything, I'm not giving any value, so it will get only active equal to true plus all the records from the database. Like you can see it's in sequence right now, 3 4 6 7 8 9 10 11, something like this, because it's ascending, or like it's ascending order by default from like it's using the id as an ascending order while fetching the record. But if you want to add something like this, comma, then after you have to use order, and you can use something like this as a name. Like you want to get a result record based on the name order by, you can use something like this, order equal to, then after the field name. If you will enter, you can see like 12 13, then after 4 17 11, something like this. For the double check, let me show you the student details for stud.name. So you can see it's getting ascending order wise by default. And yeah, one more thing is, if you want to add like descending wise, DESC, you have to use something like this. So you can see by default this is the ascending order and this is descending order. Still, if you don't understand how it's worked, let me show you here. Like let's say order by id, usually the by default is order by id and name. So you can see 3 4 6 7 8 9 10, something like this, this and 59. So right now I'm using one more where condition, active equal to true. So you can see here now it's correct based on the ORM method, that search method. And if you want to use order by name, you can see like you will get such result like 1 2 3 2 3 4, then after the first capital alphabet, and then after small one. If you want to also use as a descending, so we are usually use here the field name and then after descending, right? So once you click here like this, you can see it's working something same thing but in reverse output. Also you can add multiple field, multiple order by field name, let's say id. So you can see here the result getting something like this. Also it is possible from here you can also add something like this, comma id. And yeah, you can also use something like this. You want to get name as a descending and id as ascending. That's it, you have to use something like this and press the enter key. So this is the order by. Yeah, but you don't need to use something like order space by. You have to use only order as a parameter, then after equal to, and the field name. And if you want to use like something ascending or descending, you can use something like this. By default it's ascending, so no need to use any name as ascending. But yes, if you want to use like descending, then you have to use this keyword, this key, like DESC. It means it's a descending order. One more thing is, you can also use here limit. Let me give you one output here, like something like this, limit 5. So you will get only 5 records. So you can use something like this. 5 records you will get only. The same thing you have to use like as a limit equal to 5. Oh, sorry. So you will get only 5 records. Then after 10 records, by default it will there is no limit. If you are not providing any limit, by default it will fetch all the records, something like this. So you have to remember these parameters, like let's say 2000, but we don't have like 2000 records right now. We have a 16 records, so it will get only 16 records. But one more thing is, if you are using specifically pagination concept feature, so that time we are using limit and offset. Offset is 5. So after 5 records it will get again 5 results, something like this. You can see here the first, you can see the first limit is 10, 14, 4, 6, 7. But here you can see like 8, 9, 11, 12 and 13 record is available. So something like that you can use here too, like limit is 5, offset is 5. So you have to use something like this, offset equal to, then after the limit, offset limit. Also use like limit equal to 5 or something like that. If we are jump like, okay, I want to change the limit and offset is fixed as a 10 record. After 10 record I need again more 10 records, so you can use something like this. So this is about the search method, like any module name, then after you have to use that dot, because this any module right now we are using this. Student profile, like student model, then after search as a parameter. But yeah, if you are not passing any parameter, then it will raise the exception. You can see one argument is missing because you have to pass blank this one. So here you have to pass list, but if you have any condition, you can pass here as a tuple. In 3 portions you have to divide. First one is a field name, second is operator, and the third one is a value. One more thing is one more interesting thing is, you can see here this school is many to one field, and that school name is Sunny Leone. And if you want to search this fields, like these fields from the student, it is also possible. Let's see how. Like you have to remember, okay, this is the school underscore ID is a field name. Go to this profile, and first we are trying to use this name. Let me go to the terminal, and I will pass here like school underscore ID, then after dot we have to use something like dot, then after name equal to, and we have to pass like this one. And try to press enter key. So you can see by default there is a 2 student profile is belong to this school. So you can also use a join here, and if you want to use something like, okay, this result, or else you have to use like school type equal to public or private, you can also use like public school underscore type. If you will enter, press the enter key, you can see 3, 4 and 23 records. Means 3 students found belong to like school is a public school. Let's say we will add as a private school. You can see only 2 profile is matching with the private school. And yeah, one more thing is you can also use something like this, false. It means in school underscore type having a null field or as a blank string. So you can use something like this, false. And one more thing is id in. Like I know like this is a list of IDs, but I want to use like 6. You have a list of IDs and you want to get a record set, so you can use something like this. So you will get a record set, and you can pass also in operator and then after list of IDs. If you are trying to use as a tuple, if you have a data in tuple and press enter key, so it will also give a result, either list or tuple you have to pass. So you don't need to convert your tuple to list and then after you have to pass here the list parameter. You can use something like this. Then after, if I don't want to use this IDs but fetch the IDs which is not belong to this IDs, so something like this condition you can manage something like this way, not in, and press enter. You can see here you will not find this IDs in this output. So this way you can use this search method. And if you have any doubt, please comment below, and see you in next session.